Today our video is sent in by Jake Spina, our subscriber who saw some lights, and then we'll also investigate this video and, of course, the moon landing. Is it real? Just listen to this.
Neil switched to the medical channel and spoke directly with the chief medical officer, saying, they're here, they're parked on the side of the crater, they're watching us.
When Jake Spina first sent me this video, I looked at it. It doesn't show much. It's a dark night. You see some lights. And Neil deGrasse Tyson said human eye weakness is like one of the lowest grades of weakness. He wants some evidential proof, like a material that's out of this world. But when Jake told me where this location was, that really caught my attention. There's a famous remote viewer. He went in search of alien bases and he saw 3 alien bases through his remote viewing. And he mentioned Alaska. He mentioned the Pyrenees Mountains in France, and he mentioned the Appalachian Mountains, which is where Jake took this video. Jake, in case you didn't know that, that is one of the hot spots for alien sightings. Our next footage comes from AugustoGuillen. To be able to capture a footage like this is incredible. The question is it real? Well, it could be a CGI. It could be. If you're a pure skeptic, no point watching, because if there's no openness, then everything is a hoax. Nikola Tesla once said, if we could go beyond the science of what we learned in the classroom, then new knowledge can come to us. I don't know if he said exactly that. I'm paraphrasing. Now, wisdom comes from able to entertain an opposing point of view without the need to accept it, which means all along you think that aliens are real, aliens are not real. Well, be open that what if you are wrong, and so you can be an agnostic. Neil deGrasse Tyson says this, I don't believe in God. Well, 50% of my colleagues do believe in God, but I don't believe in God. But I'm open. If you can share with me more evidential proof that God exists, I'm willing to change my position. Now, that's what this channel is all about, to challenge you. You don't have to make a decision. You don't have to agree with me, but watch all these evidence and you come to your own conclusion. So what you're seeing on your right now is some incredible footage. Is it good? Is it real? Most of you would say, it's probably a hoax. But what if it's real? Now we're going to look at the 3 astronauts who first landed on the moon, and there are some telling signs.
3, 2, 1, 0.
While Neil and Buzz were on the lunar surface, Neil switched to the medical channel and spoke directly with the chief medical officer, saying, they're here, they're parked on the side of the crater, they're watching us.
I spotted a lot of stuff that seemed to not belong on the moon.
For quite some time now, there are groups of people who believe that the moon is not a planet, but rather is an observatory where the aliens use it as a moon base to observe the people on Earth. There are many facts and many documentaries that are made to support this, but I thought I'll just bring up 1 or 2 facts to bring up to speed those of you who are new to this theory.
The varying diameters of the craters reveal impacts of varying size and force. They should have created a variety of depth, but instead, the craters all have the same depth. And when astronauts attempted to drill into the craters, they were barely able to penetrate the surface. They also discovered processed metals like brass, mica, and pure titanium, which are not naturally occurring elements.
So what this video is insinuating is that the moon is hollow, is made from a very solid crust. If a meteor hits it, the crater will only have a limited depth. And you know what? NASA went on to prove it by smashing some space debris onto the moon surface, and the moon resonated like a gong for 3 hours. So the resonation went on for 3 hours. Oh, it's like the nail in the coffin, saying that the moon is hollow and it's not a solid planet. So this is the first conference where the 3 astronauts, Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, this is their first press conference. And can you imagine in 1969 when you had a moonshot achievement where man first stepped onto another planet? Can you imagine the elation and the excitement that should be painted all over their faces? There's none to be seen. So as a body language, and that's where our lesson's going to start. As a body language, what we want to see is this: what emotional state are they in? Are they in a positive state, negative state, or a nervous state? what are the classes of emotion? So are you seeing elation, happiness, pride, arrogance in one side, or are you seeing sadness, depression, or are you seeing fear and nervousness? And that is what I want you to see. And then when you get the cluster of emotions, it's much easier to come to an accurate conclusion.
And the people listening in today had the opportunity to share that adventure over its developing and unfolding in the past months.
So I want to guide you step by step through this body language reading. First of all, you see all three astronauts, their hands are clasped together. This is like, let's not get our hands into trouble, let's not gesticulate too much. They're all very solemn and they've very little movements. Most of the time the chins are down, the heads are down. Even if they want to look, they look up only with their eyes. As Neil Armstrong tells his story, can you see how careful he actually is? He's choosing all the right words. You see, if you are excited, if you want to watch a movie and you come back and you want to tell your friends about it, you just go, you just regurgitate and you excitedly gesticulate and tell it from your heart. But if you have something to hide, or you're told not to say certain things by a higher authority, then he becomes very careful in the way that he chooses his words, and it's not fluent, or it's not, the conversation is not fluid, but rather in a very jerky manner. Okay, I want to bring to you this address that Neil Armstrong did. That is quite telling, actually.
There are great ideas undiscovered, breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers. There are places to go beyond belief.
As I present this video to you, I know there will be three types of people when it comes to ET. The non-believers, they feel that everything is a hoax and aliens don't exist. There will be those who want to believe, so they watch shows like Ancient Alien. Ancient Alien spends many seasons trying to convince you that extraterrestrials are around, have been around. And the third are the believers, and if you are in the third category, you will stop watching Ancient Alien, but in fact you ask different types of questions like, what is the agenda, where are they, what's the purpose of them being here. Now, but this channel, it's on body language. It isn't just on extraterrestrials, but it's on body language investigating people who claim that they saw extraterrestrials. And also we talk about murder cases or people who seen ghosts and paranormal activities. So for this case, I think there's enough evidence to lead me to believe that the astronauts did see something. Whether they saw aliens, I don't know, but they definitely did see something. Something shocked their system, and there's so much evidence out there, and I remain very open that ET do exist. Okay, so for you, Jake Spina, I don't know whether that are just likes or whether balloons, hoax, but what is the question that you want to ask? Did you see extraterrestrials? It depends whether you're in category 1, 2, or 3. If you're in category 1, then you say, nah, it's just lights. Number 2, could aliens exist? And in the third category, you say, I know what I saw. And Christian talked about the Appalachian Mountains being a nest for alien base. But then maybe you want to keep your eye out more often, and then if you get any more videos, send it to me. Yeah? This channel hopes to bring in some very interesting people, like what I talked to you about, the remote viewers. These are people with special gifts that can, where they are in their room, view things that are hundreds and thousands of miles away. I have friends that are in this special category, but I really need you to help subscribe or hit the like buttons, because they're just not going to come to a small channel. They want to come to a big channel. So help me to grow this channel so I could bring more interesting guests to the program. Okay, so for next episode, check this out. I'm going to bring you lots of interesting content every episode until the next creepy one.